Mother's Day is tomorrow, and we all know a mother's work is never done. According to research from the Pew Foundation, 66% of moms say parenting is a lot harder than they expected. And this morning, we are talking to a parenting expert, Kristen Mosier, a marriage and family therapist, and author of Restless: How to Stop Living an If-Only Life. Kristen, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Super excited to talk to you about this today because I truly don't think that we appreciate parents and how hard it is to be a good parent until we become one. What's the biggest struggle parents are dealing with right now in these days?
Well, I think we're certainly parenting in the should parenting era, right? So we're constantly inundated with advice from experts and influencers and parents, and it's very hard to feel like we're ever doing enough, right? So, and it's an easy way to set us up for failure to say we should be signing our kids up for more classes or always letting them run free or not enough screen time and more of this, so it's very difficult to ever feel like we're ahead of the game, right?
Yeah, I feel like you even kind of compare yourself as a parent myself to what some of your mom friends are doing and when they seem to have it all together. So how do you get out of your head and stop with those comparisons?
Yeah, it's so easy to compare ourselves to what we're seeing in our social media feeds, right? But I think the first step is really bringing awareness to the mirage of it, that it's really not totally the truth, right? So what we see, for instance, if you see a family that's traveling the world with their kids and you're feeling like their lives are more exciting or they're doing more as a family, it's really, what we don't see is the other side, the, whining in the hotel room or the long plane rides and some of those struggles. So the first step is really seeing that it's not a total accurate picture of what is the truth of parenting. And then next, I think it's just naming that in the moment and saying, oh, I'm finding myself comparing myself here. And when we do that, we can get curious as the third step of sort of what is the longing beneath this self-comparison. So we might be looking at that travel family and think, I wish I was more connected or we had more adventures together. And then we can channel that energy into how to make that more of a reality for ourselves and not necessarily doing exactly, we don't have to quit our jobs and travel the world, but maybe it's bringing in more adventure through more weekend trips or taking a new class together. And then finally, I think we can unfollow accounts that seem to trigger that self-comparison in us, or, we can we always have the choice. So that family, we can find our travel advice from other places too,
I love that. Great advice, especially the unfollowing, because it's all a highlight reel of somebody else's life, and you sit there and compare your worst moments to it sometimes and go like, why does my parenting look like this? Do you have any other tips for ways that moms can take it easier on themselves?
Sure. I think that we understand that parenting is difficult, and it's really hard to express that without the worry that we'll seem ungrateful. So I think we can acknowledge that two things can be true, right? We can love and be grateful for our children and at the same time miss that pre-parent version of ourselves and sort of the freedom and autonomy that came with that. And then we can try and sort of preserve some of those pre-baby self, by doing things that we enjoyed before. If we always like to be creative, we can, do an art class or escape for some alone time too.